Today I have the ECM-M1 microphone. Had this microphone now for about 6 months and just want to give you a full review on the audio patterns and how the microphone sounds. Let's go ahead and get right into it with audio pattern number 1. So right now you're listening to the ECM-M1 microphone mounted straight onto my Sony a7S III. So this is a very small, compact microphone that goes right into your digital hot shoe of your Sony a7S III or any one of the latest Sony cameras. So it is digital, so it has a 24 Hz channel, which makes it exceptional for audio quality. What I like about this microphone is that this one is smaller, it's more compact. It still has those 4 capsules, but it has 8 different pickup patterns. So you can do in front of the camera, you can even get behind the camera, and you can also do stereo. So we're going to test all those today. So welcome to the video. Stay tuned for how this audio is going to sound. All right, so now I have the microphone using the second tier. So it's not super directional, but it's a little bit wider. This way it's going to pick up noise, maybe a little bit further out there, where the other one is not going to pick up as much when you're in front of the camera. So straight in front of the camera, out here, somewhere out here, probably not going to pick up that noise pattern as much as the super directional. What I like about this is that you can have multiple people in the shot, you can expand out your audio and really capture audio from all different angles, or you can be super fine, super directional. And this thing is so light that it mounts on any Sony camera. Let's go ahead and switch to the next polar pattern and we'll check out how that audio quality sounds. All right, so now we have the latest pickup pattern. So this is the third one on the dial. And this one gives you almost 50% coverage. It's gonna basically give you 180 degree or almost 180 degree coverage around the microphone. This is going to still reject noise from the back of the microphone, but it's going to pick up noise that comes from the front of the camera. If somebody's behind it, trying to narrate, trying to direct, you're not gonna hear them. You might hear them a little bit because, sometimes people's voice rejects, it bounces off of things, and it's going to give you a little bit of echo and reverberation, but this microphone's going to try and do a lot of canceling that out, which to me is really nice because at the end of the day, you don't want to get a lot of background noise, especially if you're out there vlogging, and this is an exceptional vlogging mic as well. So now let's go ahead, we're going to switch to 360 degrees, and I'm going to show you how it can pick up audio from anywhere around the camera. Let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, so now here I am sitting down, relaxing a little bit. Got a little bit of that backlight heavenly glow happening right now. Decided to have a little little break. Tell you that one, I'm shooting with the Sony a7S III, as I had already mentioned, but then I am also shooting with this Sony 16-35 G Master Mark II lens. If you're looking for image quality, this is how it would look if it was backlit. That being said, let's get back to talking about the microphone. Now, I currently have it set up in the 360 degree pattern. That basically means that it's going to hear noise from 360 degrees around the camera. So what I'll do here in a second is I'm going to slowly try and rotate you around so you can see what I'm seeing, and then you can get an idea of what the audio quality is going to sound like as you're rotating through here. So this is the front of the camera, moving over to the side of the camera. Hopefully it's still picking up some good audio. And now I'm on the back of the camera. Ooh, look at that view. Crystal clear water, sort of, not really. Okay, so now I'm directly behind the camera. I'm going to go ahead and turn it to the side here, and this is the other side of the camera. As you can see, I got some beautiful sand dunes here, and then back to me. This is the audio quality that you would hear if you were shooting with a 360 degree audio pattern. Let's go ahead and switch over to the next audio pattern on the dial. Let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, so this is polar pattern 5. I am yelling because it is set up for behind the camera. So in a second here, I'm going to go ahead and turn around and let you hear what the audio quality sounds like. So of course, this is going to reject a lot of the front sound. I'm going to go ahead and try and talk in a normal voice, and you're probably going to hear that it's not going to do a great job of picking up a lot of my voice as it resonates for you. So I'm going to go ahead now, switch around to the back of the camera. So this is the side of the camera. All right, here we are in the back of the camera. You get this beautiful view. So let's go ahead, slide you over a little bit. So now you would use this polar pattern if you were trying to narrate some from behind. So let's say I'm shooting some of this green footage right here, this beautiful green footage, and I want to narrate about how beautiful it is here. That's where you use this polar pattern. As you can see, my 16-35, who says you can't get a blurry background with a wide angle lens? Look at that. And this should give you really good audio quality from being behind the camera here. This is beautiful. Great shot. The cinema, as camera conspiracies would say, is ours today. We got some birds flying overhead. So let's say I'm shooting some birds. See if I can find anything. Oh, nothing up there right now. I just saw something fly overhead. If I was saying down this mysterious trail led into the vast wilderness. So this would be kind of what you would use this polar pattern for. Or maybe you have two cameras set up and you want one audio recording from behind the camera, and then you have a second camera set up. You could record from in front of the camera using a different polar pattern. Actually, maybe that next polar pattern solves this problem altogether. Let's go ahead and switch over to that and see how this goes. Oh, we're back here, but where am I? Oh, I'm behind the camera. And right now the audio pattern is picking up behind me, but it's also picking up right over there, right in front of the camera. So if we slowly rotate you around, now here on the side of the camera, oh, now we're back in the front. How you doing? So this would be, let's zoom out here. Hey, welcome back. How you doing? Good to see you. Well, anyway, this would be if you wanted to narrate from behind while also being able to capture exceptional audio from the front of the camera. This is polar pattern number 6. This is what the audio quality would sound like if you were using this microphone for that type of audio pattern. You might be able to hear a little bit of wind coming in the backside. That's because a little bit of the wind is blowing from behind. So hopefully it sounds pretty good. Also notice the clouds doing a nice leading lines for me here. Let's go. This is the audio quality that we get from this polar pattern. Now I'm going to switch over to the second to last polar pattern. This one is a left and right channel one. Use this one sparingly. Be careful with it, but I'm going to go ahead and switch over to it right now. Let's go ahead and get it. Okay, so here we are. We're in the deep, dark, mystic forest. Well, anyway, we're up against the trees. So this is the second to last polar pattern. This is the left-right channel polar pattern. It's going to give you one channel, which is going to be the front of the camera, and the other channel is going to be the back of the camera. So this is going to split the audio. This would be probably the one you would want to use if you want to try and split the audio, if you were maybe in an interview situation, although you should probably have dual recordings going on at that point, here and there. But anyway, this would be if you wanted the left channel on one, the right channel on the other, and it's going to pick up two different audio patterns. Again, this would be good if you're trying to record maybe somebody behind the camera and trying to capture their audio, trying to get that nice and clean. And then if you're trying to get somebody on the front of the camera, you would use this. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate this camera around so you can exactly hear how the audio would change in your speakers. Now, if you're listening to something that has surround sound, you should hear my voice louder in one, and then it will switch over to the other speaker and then back over to the other one. So let's go ahead and do that. And you can also break this up in post, which is really handy. Let me know if you want to see a video about that. Comment down below and I'll try and make that video. But here we go. Okay, so now we're rotating the camera around again. So now I'm on the side of the camera, probably picking up on both channels. Now directly on the back of the camera. So more than likely this is probably be your right channel, I would say, according to what I'm seeing here on the camera. And then we'll keep rotating around back onto the other side of the camera. So this should pick up my audio on both sides. Probably not super clear, maybe a little bit quiet, but still picking up both. And here we are back on the front facing camera again, and got that pickup pattern happening. So the last one, which I've never actually tested out, is the stereo. So let's go ahead and test that out, and we're going to see how that one sounds. Hopefully that sounds pretty awesome, pretty dynamic. Let's go ahead and test it out together. First look, you're going to hear it before I do. So here, let's go. All right, so in typical fashion, I forgot to record the stereo version for this microphone. So this is the stereo audio quality that you could find using this ECM-M1 microphone. So this is the quality that you can expect in stereo. So I'm just curious how it sounds. Obviously, you're going to find out before I do how it sounds, but I'm going to go ahead and give you the 360 spin here, and we'll determine which audio sounds the best. So here is the front facing, off to the side, and now to the back. And now as we continue to rotate around, we are spinning off to the side again and back to me. Ultimately, what does the audio quality sound like using the stereo microphone? You'll know before I do. I've never actually used this one. So you can comment down below and let me know what you think, which one sounds the best. In conclusion, which one do I typically use the most? Well, it depends on the situation. So if you're going to be shooting from behind the camera and you're interviewing or talking to somebody in front of the camera, you're going to want to use that directional towards the front of the camera. If you are in the back of the camera and you're narrating something on the go and you're behind the camera, then you want to use that rear one. Sometimes you just like using the all-around sound, which is what I use a lot when I'm recording my family. My voice, their voice, everybody's, and that seems to do the very best trick. Now the stereo, not sure. I'm going to go ahead back and listen to it. Maybe it does the same thing as the all around. All right. So if you have any questions or comments regarding this microphone, I'll leave links down in the description below. Go ahead and check those out, or leave comments and I'll go ahead and I'll try and answer those questions for you. If you like this video, I'm sure you're going to like the video on the screen now. It's about another Sony product. Go ahead and click on that video and I'll see you on that one next. Before you leave, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell. Thanks for watching. Deuce.